Good morning. Aloha from Florida. So for several years now, I've been having a conversation about flat Earth. It came to me very clearly the other day, something that I already knew, but just someone said it to me in such a simple way. And I'm pretty good at simplifying the subject and communicating it clearly. But the way this person said it to me was extremely simple and strong or powerful. When it comes to this conversation about flat Earth, the truth of creation, geocentric cosmology versus the globe theory, the heliocentric lie, the pseudoscience, scientific absurdity, all these things, when it comes to this conversation between the two, there are some people who are sincere and they're starting to question things and starting to research reality for themselves, and I'll always be willing to have a conversation with them. There are other people who are not sincere, and they are coming into our chats or our rooms and saying, can we just have a conversation? And now I have to realize, no, we can't just have a conversation with these type of people, because they're not trying to have a conversation. They are trying to stop the conversation. They're trying to stop the conversation of the truth of flat Earth and go back to the second grade government indoctrination textbook that all of us have already overcome. For those of us who know the Earth is flat and stationary, we know the Earth is intelligently designed. We know it is an enclosed system. We know it's electrical and magnetic. We know it's topographical, but we know it is a stationary plane. And we can educate other people with the things that we have learned over the last many years. Then we can have conversations with people who are sincere and they actually want to learn and consider what we're saying. But people who just come in and pretend that they want to have a conversation, but every time we explain something simply about our observable objective reality, every time we explain something simply and powerfully and clearly about the truth of creation, and all they do is say, nuh-uh, that's not true. Nope, that's... All they want to do is deny reality. All they want to do is deny the truth. We can't have a conversation with them, and they are being disingenuous. They are lying when they come into our rooms and say, can we just have a conversation? They don't want to have a conversation. They want to stop the conversation. I used to say they're trying to slow down the movement, or they're just trying to divert back to the globe. But this statement that they are trying literally to stop the conversation is what someone told me a couple of days ago, and it is exactly dead center. It is bullseye. That's what they're trying to do. They are not trying to have a conversation, and you know who I'm talking about. People who have been in this discussion for years trying to have a conversation, so they say, but in reality they're trying to stop the conversation because they are liars. Some of them are paid liars. Some of them are evil people. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they're not witches or warlocks and part of some kind of satanic coven. That's my belief or opinion about some of these people. Some of them are low-level demons. And the truth is like light and the lies are like darkness. And as we are sharing the truth of creation, that light is now shining on humanity, and it will not be overcome by dark. Darkness cannot overcome the light. So we cannot have a conversation between light and darkness. There's an old scripture that says, what fellowship has light with darkness? It doesn't. So for those of you who are flat earthers, continue to shine and do not fall for the trap or the lie of globe trolls or globe zealots asking you to have a conversation. They're trying to stop the conversation of truth. Have a great day. God bless.
Somebody tagged me in this video, and it's supposed to explain why we can't see the curvature of Earth. And the premise of the video is that Earth is so gigantic in relation to us, we are so microscopic on Earth that we couldn't possibly see any curvature. Now, the only problem with this argument is that it negates another argument, which is that we can see boats disappear going over the curvature of Earth standing on a beach. You can't have it both ways. You can't say that Earth is so large you can't see the curvature, and then in the same breath say that there's enough curvature over 3 miles to make an entire ship disappear. It doesn't make sense. We have a person standing here that's witnessing a ship vanish right before their eyes. Now, what could make this ship vanish if there is no curvature in between the person and the ship? Convergence, maybe? You guys need to wrap your head around this concept, or you'll forever think you're in outer space spinning on a rock where monkeys turned into talking people. The only reason you can see the sun, the stars, and the moon is because they are not millions of miles away from you. You've been finessed. Why? I have no idea. I don't have all the answers. I'm just pointing out the obvious. You can either take it or leave it. It's up to you. But this is your reality. Your perception of reality will not change the facts. And to see this, you need only to be a critical thinker. I think that's the issue here. Most globe enthusiasts don't think critically. And then you call us people who do think critically conspiracy theorists, when you guys are the ones with all the damn theories. The theory of relativity, the theory of evolution, the Big Bang theory, the theory of gravity. Everything about this globe that you believe in is dependent upon theories. And all they have to do is put the word scientific before theory, and you're sold on it. That's wild. Y'all enjoy being lied to. I can't even understand it.
This is the Garden of Eden. This circular island, you see this? Cross-sectioned by 4 rivers. We're starting at the beginning. This is the book of Genesis. This is the Garden of Eden. There is the 4 rivers of paradise right here. Okay, you can see this is the Euphrates because it's split into 7 heads. This one, it's written in Latin. I've decoded all of this Latin. And it says this is the fastest of all the rivers. It's the Tiger River or the Tigris River, the fast-moving river. This one over here is equivalent to the ancient Nile. Okay, so the modern day Nile, the modern day place names, rivers, mountains, all of that, many of them, maybe most of them, have been renamed in honor of this ancient land. This is the original land. So we've got the Euphrates, the Tigris, the Nile. They go by many different names too, the Pishon, the Gihon, etc., right? In the middle, we have a magnificent, lofty, towering mountain, a black rock. Right? Which is exactly why your modern day company is called BlackRock and why they own everything. Okay. Those people that own that company are related to survivors who left this area and passed on secret information or just the truth to their family members, and they ingrained it within them to remember these things, specifically the apocalypse and the nature of our world, how all of this is actually created. Okay. But if we take a look at these ancient maps, we'll find that at the middle, at the North Pole, we have paradise, we have Hyperborea, 4 little island continents that create a circular continent with the mountain right there in the middle. This is the Urbano Monte map, the largest map that I've ever found that was made during the Dark Ages. Now you can see that this hidden land made it onto so many of these medieval maps, going from the Dark Ages all the way up to about the 1700s-ish, right around there. They started taking this map, this land, off of the maps. You guys might recall that we did a video describing and showing you the land of Jesus that was shown on ancient maps many different times. They had what they called the land of Jesus. It was another terra incognita. Here it is again on another ancient map of the world. You can see right smack in the middle the 4 rivers that cross-section the Garden of Eden. We have it again up here at the top, right? This one says Island of Pygmies. The Pygmies were the small people. They're dwarves. They're quite actually dwarves like you see in the Lord of the Rings. Sometimes they're called Skraelingers, and they go by other names as well. They're just the little people. Here's an ancient Asian map of the world that features the island at the top of the world up here on the sides. Here's another one. This one's called Typus Orbis Terrarum. And you can see up there at the top, they have the Garden of Eden, Hyperborea. I just call it by the popular names. It's Atlantis, okay? It's all of these. Here it is again at the top of this map. This one's a bit more modern. It says Terre, that's earth or land. Here you can see the mountain range that encircles the Garden of Eden, acting as the walls. These are the walls of Eden. It's not just a mountain range that you could just, hike over or whatever. These are vertical cliffs that surround the entire island, making it very difficult to get through. Terra Polaris Pars. Pars as in a part of the land. Here's the first globe ever made. Guess what they put on the first globe ever made? Even when they were changing the map, and even when they were messing with cosmology, they made sure to include this region. We've got Mercator's map of the Arctic. There it is right there in the middle. That's one of my favorite depictions of the land at the North Pole. Here is a portrait of Mercator holding a globe, and at the top of that globe is the Holy Mountain with a little circle in the middle of it, which indicates a volcano. Okay, there's a hole in it. There's a circle in it, right? And then the four lands right there. This one's called Region Hyperboreae, the region of Hyperborea. Like I said, this central land goes by many different names. 90 degrees north, that's the Split Mountain. They even make it a split mountain. This is Wolf Mountain. It's portrayed and personified as the head of a wolf that's howling up at the apex dome, which casts these luminaries into our sky, including the moon, the sun, the stars, stuff like that. But as you can see, it's split right there in the middle. That's because it's a plasma volcano. There's not a volcano that spews out lava and stuff. It spews out light. It spews out gases that are ionized and become a pillar, beams of plasma that shoot straight up from that particular mountain.